The Svangsta factory stopped building Ambassadeurs forever. That's number 10 on this list, and it happened at the end of December 2025. After roughly 73 years, the reel that built Abu Garcia's name is no longer Swedish. Production moved to China. Distribution moved to Poland. The last reels off the line were 100 gold, plated 6,500 CDL units. They're stamped 1952 to 2025. So this isn't a nostalgia piece. This is 10 things about the Ambassadeur that are actually true, including 3 that Abu Garcia's own marketing gets wrong. By the end, you'll know which ones to buy, what the numbers on the reel foot mean, and what a red one is worth. Number 9 is the name, and the story you've heard is fiction. You've probably been told an American ambassador commissioned it, or that it debuted at the New York World's Fair in 1954. That second one is on Abu Garcia's own company timeline. But there was no New York World's Fair in 1954. They ran in 39 and 40, then 64 and 65. Real historians place the first big American showing at the Conrad Hilton Hotel in Chicago. The executive editor Art Hutt then reviewed the new Swedish reel in the Fisherman magazine in March of 1954. As for the diplomat, no primary source supports him. G.T. Borgström named it Ambassadeur because it was Abu's ambassador to export markets. And he picked red over the green that most testers preferred. Remember that red choice. It comes back at number 1. Number 8 is the letter everybody misreads. The C in 5000C does not stand for clutch. It stands for ball bearings. The 5000C arrived in 1967 as the first mass-produced Ambassadeur running them. But the 1962 5000 Deluxe got there first, in tiny numbers. That's per Fred Ribb, who has cataloged this line for decades. A 5 in the second slot means high speed, like the 5500C from 1973. And a 5001C is the only left-hand model Abu built in the entire classic era. Number 7 is the reel foot, and this is the one worth pausing for. Every Ambassadeur will tell you its own birthday. From late 1972 into the 80s, the lot number reads year, month, revision, so 761103 means November of 1976 third revision. Between 1970 and 72, it's reversed. Month first, then year. Before that, you're into raw serial numbers, which need factory shipping records to date. There's a faster tell, too. Count the screws on the side plate. 4 screws means the reel is older than January of 1968. 3 screws means it's newer. That's it. That's the whole trick. So ask that question about everything else you own. Can I still buy parts for this in 10 years? Nobody sponsors me, so the Marine Electronics Survival Guide is where I answer it. Which brands force the upgrade cycle, and what a used unit is really worth? I bought the same transducer twice before I learned that. It's linked below. Number 6 is the claim that the Ambassadeur never changed. I get why people say it, because the silhouette really is remarkably consistent. But the list of documented changes is long. Bushings became ball bearings. The push-button free spool became a thumb bar. The 4-screw frame became 3. Felt drag washers became carbon matrix. And the country stamped on the foot changed in 2025. The shape held. But the machine underneath it did not. Number 5 is the metal myth. And this is where I'll probably annoy some of you. The idea that old Swedish Ambassadeurs used better metal than modern ones is not supported by anything I could source. Both eras run brass main gears and aluminum frames and side plates. No manufacturer document and no published teardown says otherwise, and no named technician I could find claims a superior alloy. What's actually true is narrower and more useful. The cheap offshore economy models used plastic gears and bushings. That's the BCX line and the base big box versions, and those are genuinely worse. The premium Swedish built C3 and C4 are excellent, but so, by most accounts, are the spec-matched ones built abroad. And that brings the thread together. The reel didn't change much, but the company behind it changed hands over and over for 40 years. The Swedish parent absorbed the Garcia Tackle Company in 1980, and the name Abu Garcia arrived in 84. Then Outdoor Technologies Group. Then Pure Fishing. Then Jarden. Then Newell Brands, which bought Jarden in a $15 billion deal completed in 2016. Then, Sycamore Partners bought Pure Fishing for about $1.3 billion in December of 2018. That's Newell's own filing, not a rumor. Peak Svangsta output was 650,000 ambassadeurs a year. The final full year was projected at around 55,000. The closure wasn't sabotage. It was arithmetic. Number 4 is where the ambassadeur actually loses, because a channel that only praises isn't worth watching. A 6500 weighs roughly 300 grams. A modern low-profile baitcaster weighs half that. Modern magnetic and dual brake systems are also more forgiving. And a stock C3 won't outcast a well-tuned modern reel until you start pulling brake blocks out of it. Anglers on the catfish forums have said exactly that for years. If you want distance and finesse, this is not your reel. Number 3 is where it wins, and it isn't close. Serviceability, there are almost no parts in one of these, and every one of them is still available. Mike's Reel Repair in Canada, air replacement parts, reelschematic.com, and Abu Garcia's own performance parts line all still stock them. The collector group Orca publishes the schematics. Hedgehog Studio in Japan sells tuning spools and Bakelite brake blocks for reels built before most of us were fishing. Try that with a 5-year-old low profile. Number 2 is what to inspect before you hand over cash, and it's a short list. Spin the spool. If you feel vibration, the spool bushings are worn. Check the drag washers for hardened grease. Look at the level windworm gear and the pawl, because that's the most common wear point. Count your brake blocks, because they go missing. Pull the side plates and look for corrosion. And watch for what collectors call a mutt, which is a reel assembled from mismatched year parts. It'll fish perfectly well, but it kills the collector value. Number 1 is the money, and it's stranger than you'd guess. The Grail isn't a red one, it's a black record Ambassadeur 5000 from the 1950s, back when black was a test and export color. One sold on Tradera in January of 2009 for $5,125. A British auction example hit 4,200 pounds in 2008. So Tuborgström's decision to go with red is exactly why the black ones are worth a fortune. Meanwhile, a common Swedish 5000C or 6500C in working condition sells for about $25 to $65. Mint and boxed pushes past $200. But that's a collector price, not a fishing price. The vintage Abu market peaked around 2005 during a wave of Japanese buying, and it's been flat to soft since. The point of all that wasn't to talk you out of one. It's the opposite. This is one of the few reels where the used market is cheap and the parts are real. It also tends to outlive the person who bought it. So here's what I'd actually put my own money on. First, the accessible one. A 3-screw Swedish 5500C or 6500C from the 70s or 80s. $30 to $70. That's the sweet spot, and it isn't close. Honest caveat, it'll have bushings instead of bearings, it'll want a service and fresh drag washers, and it will not cast like a modern reel. But for catfish, stripers, trolling, or anything that pulls hard, it's still the right tool. Second, the sleeper. The CS Pro Rocket, around $200 new, or the Big Game 6500 and the Blue Yonder if you're surf casting. Brass gears, carbon matrix drag, and the long cast reputation is earned. But you're paying for it. Caveat, that's partly forum consensus rather than lab data, and it's genuinely overkill for base. Honestly, that's fine. Some of us like overkill. Third, the one I'd buy this year specifically. A 6500 C3 still stamped made in Sweden, roughly $150 street. The caveat is the caveat for the whole video. That stock is finite now, and the price has already climbed from about $90. When the shelves clear, Swedish-built ambassadeurs become a closed set forever. I don't say that to rush you. I say it because it's just true. And yes, I'm aware I just spent 10 minutes fact-checking a fishing reel that most people would call a fishing reel. But that's the point. The Ambassadeur isn't unbeaten on paper. It's beaten on weight, on distance, on braking. It's unbeaten on the thing nobody puts in a spec sheet, which is still working in 40 years with parts you can still buy. Buy it once, buy it right, and learn to read the foot. YouTube thinks you'll like this next video, so click it. And if you made it to the end, subscribe.